given the fact that for Russia, if you really look at it, perhaps Abhishek, you could also, bear me out on this, that as far as Russia is concerned, it would, rather be a much more acceptable joint communique at this point in time than what it was as far as, the Bali Declaration is concerned. Let me just also go across to Spencer Critchley. Spencer Critchley, for the Western nation, perhaps, the acceptance of what we saw in the declaration, at least the large part of the declaration, which talks about the consequences of war. This is exactly what India has been advocating for a very long time. And the neutral positioning of India was being questioned all this while. But today, this is a reflection of what we have been thinking for a very long time and what we have been saying, that the war isn't good for anyone.
Well, quite right. And I think that if we step back and look at this in the larger historical terms, this is a truly world historical opportunity if we can all simply recognize it and follow through on it. If we could go back to the Peace of Westphalia in Europe in 1648, and, Europe has been struggling to establish an order where countries don't invade each other, don't resolve disputes with violence ever since. And there have been revolutions and world wars in the meantime. And in more recent times, with the emergence from colonial domination, in a way, it's very appropriate that India would have such a central role at this moment as a former colonial power that became independent and embraced liberal democracy. And right now we have a global contest once again as to whether we're going to stick with this hopeful path of cooperation amongst democracies, where we conclude deals now based on partnership, not on colonial domination, where we take actions such as this emphasis on reforming international development bank loans or focusing on including women in development. These are all enormously helpful signs. And I know that President Biden, for one, amongst, I assume, all the other Western allies of the United States, welcome this. And certainly it's dear to President Biden's heart, based on my knowledge of his priorities, to move forward exactly in this way, despite the power of the United States, to not throw that power around, but to seek genuine partnerships based on mutual respect and shared values.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of the document, Professor Kuznick. Professor Kuznick, I was saying, and as Bob Blackman actually admitted, that every party can read what they want to read in this document. And I think that's, in a way, commendable about the skill of the diplomats that has gone into making this document a possibility. But what